being a live performer sounds exhausting. Especially being a singer. Having to keep up with your vocals, the timing of the song, remembering all the lyrics, and keeping up with the choreography, there's a reason why I don't do theater anymore. But for those brave souls who live for this, there comes a time where you just need a break from all that multitasking and you lip sync a bit. Some celebrities have been exposed for doing that, and I'm here to tell you all about it as we count down the top 10 celebrities who were exposed for lip syncing. At number 10, Victoria Beckham. I'm sure you all know who the Spice Girls are, right? If not, where the heck have you been? Have you been living under a rock your whole life? Anyways, the Spice Girls were a thing, and they were a very big thing at that. They were once the biggest girl group in the world, and so many people wanted to see them live in concert. From what I understand, their shows were pretty spectacular, but apparently there was a little bit of drama that was sprinkled in there too, because it turns out that one of the group's members lip-synced most of the time during their performance. Victoria Beckham, aka Posh Spice, spoke out about the Spice Girls' live performances and revealed that during a lot of their shows, she wasn't actually singing. During an interview at the National Portrait Gallery in London back in 2016, Victoria told sources that a lot of the time she wasn't allowed to actually sing in Spice Girls' performances. In the interview, she went on to say, quote, "They used to turn my microphone off and just let the others sing," end quote. One of the other Spice Girls, Mel B, aka Scary Spice, denied this allegation, saying that the girl group always sang together during their performances, but I don't know, there's just something that's not right here. But what do you guys think? At number 9, Mariah Carey. Though Mariah Carey is still out here making music, living her best life, especially when the holiday season comes around, there are some who say that her career is over and it all ended in 2016 during a live mishap that happened at her New Year's Rockin' Eve performance. After building up to her huge performance at the end of the night, she finally took the stage, but she didn't end up singing a single note. When she got up to perform and the music started playing, she stood there and said that she couldn't hear anything, probably in reference to nothing playing in her earpiece. As the music played for the audience, Mariah's dancers kept on going in the background, and she shared her microphone with the audience, getting them to sing for her, but nothing ever actually came out of her mouth. She kind of just mouthed the words the whole time. It was a letdown for a lot of people, and it got a lot of fans wondering why she didn't sing even though there was music playing. It's an ongoing theory that Mariah lip syncs all of her performances, and this one performance in particular is the one that really exposed her for it. Now before I carry on with the list, I'd like to take a moment to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, because your support of the channel really does mean a lot to us. At number 8, Milli Vanilli. Back in the 90s, there was a huge music scandal that ended careers and later ended in tragedy. The lip sync drama that surrounded Milli Vanilli was one of music's biggest scandals and revealed that not only were they never really a real group, that everything was fake, but they also never sang their songs. The stage act was put together by German producer Frank Farian as he attempted to create the next biggest music stars. It worked in theory, but they fell from grace as quickly as they rose. He had a vision to be able to release amazing music, but he needed the perfect people to sell it, and that's where Morvan and Politis came into play. These two dancers were hired to be the bright shining faces of Milli Vanilli, and even though it was a musical act, they never actually sang. In fact, they lip-synced their entire career. Their act was a hit and it worked for a while, even earning themselves a Grammy for their song Girl You Know It's True, but like all good things, they can never last. Milli Vanilli conquered the Billboard charts and they were asked to tour and perform live, but things started to get difficult for them since this act never actually sang, and playing pretend on stage just wasn't cutting it. Eventually, they were exposed for lip syncing after their track suddenly stopped working during a live performance, revealing that they were actually just faking it all along. This took a huge toll on Morvan and Politis, especially on their mental health, driving Politis to later take its own life as a result. At number 7, Katy Perry. Remember back in 2013 when Katy Perry's song Roar was the hottest song of the year? Everyone was jamming to it, even me. But during one of Katy's live performances, it was revealed that Katy wasn't jamming enough to her own song, because instead of actually getting into the performance, she kinda half it, so to speak, and was caught lip syncing. This all took place at the NRJ Music Awards in France, and Katy's lip syncing was so out of sync that the event's host literally had to step in to correct the singer because it just looked so all over the place. It was clear to those in attendance that Katy's mouth wasn't matching up to the lyrics that were being played, And so the host stopped the performance saying, quote, "If you don't mind, we can restart. We had a little problem," and then they took the whole thing from the top. It was said that once Katy had to restart her performance, it seemed like she actually decided to sing that time, so maybe she knew that she just couldn't get away with fooling her fans with her lip syncing. At number 6, Ashlee Simpson. Though people sometimes call it the worst moment in SNL history, it's a scandal that was blown out of proportions and essentially ended her career. In 2004, Ashlee Simpson was invited to perform on SNL to promote her newest album at the time, Autobiography. She planned to perform a few songs from said album, and at first things were going fine when she performed her first song, Pieces of Me. However, things changed when the band got set up for the next song. Music started playing, but it wasn't the song that anyone was expecting to hear. A vocal track for Pieces of Me started playing again instead of the next song in her set, revealing that Ashlee had been lip syncing the whole time. This scandal affected her career greatly as she lost credibility as a singer because the whole moment was just super cringy and embarrassing, and because she was caught lip syncing. Later on, we found out that the reason why this all happened was because Ashlee was advised by her father to have the vocal track and just lip sync because she was suffering from some severe acid reflux that had been causing damage to her vocal cords, and he wanted her to rest her voice a little. I find it a little ironic how this all happened because they wanted to save Ashlee's voice, but her music career was just tanked shortly after the scandal actually occurred. At number 5, Rita Ora. There are times where you just shouldn't lie, like on special occasions, including holidays. Imagine lying to people on Christmas or something. Not very nice, right? Well, this lie from Rita Ora didn't come on Christmas, but it did happen on Thanksgiving as she was caught lying to her fans and lip syncing during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Back in 2018, Rita was one of the many musical guests for the parade and was performing some of her songs on a float during the parade. But when that float came passing by fans, people started to notice that the singer's mouth movements weren't matching up to the music that they were hearing, exposing the singer for lip syncing. Fans got a little upset because of that, since they expected a real performance from the singer, not just her mouthing the words. But luckily for Rita, fellow singer John Legend came to her aid online and defended her lip syncing, saying, quote, "Fun fact, we all have to lip sync on this parade because the floats don't have the capacity to handle sound requirements for a live performance." End quote. It's an understandable reason to lip sync, but just to be safe, Rita also had to come out and confirm that other than this Thanksgiving performance, all of her live performances are real. At number 4, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Super Bowl seems to be pretty good at creating scandals. Whether it's related to the game itself or the halftime show, there's bound to be some kind of trending moment during the evening. And in 2014, there sure was a scandalous moment during the halftime performance by the band the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Even though during the performance it looked like everyone was jamming out hardcore and having a good time, it turns out that that was pretty much all fake. The band was exposed after it was revealed that they performed with their instruments unplugged and a pre-recorded set list playing over them. After they got exposed, they explained that the pre-recorded performance was to ensure that nothing went horribly wrong, but somehow, even with all those precautions, they still ended up in a bit of hot water with their fans. At number 3, Lil Nas X. Rapper Lil Nas X really popped off back in 2019, and because he gained so much popularity, he was invited to perform some of his songs at the VMAs that year. His performance was super upbeat with lots of choreography and a futuristic theme. However, something very important was missing from the whole show, and that was his vocals. While fans watched the performance, some started to notice that Nas's mouth wasn't exactly lining up with the lyrics to Panini, the song that he was performing. Most people think that it was because there was so much going on at the same time, like the dance and the lights, and maybe it just got too hard for the rapper to focus on everything at the same time, but unfortunately the flashiness of the performance couldn't stop fans from noticing this glaring mistake. At number 2, Cher. I never thought I'd see the day where the legendary Cher got into a lip syncing scandal, but yet here we are. I'm sure she's done it in the past, but I mean, it's Cher. She's a legend, a queen, and we just say thank you for her gracing us with her presence. Who cares if she's singing live or not? Because I don't. Well, apparently a lot of people do care because she got into some hot water after she and her mom were exposed for lip syncing during a 2013 performance on The Ellen Show. People caught on to the fact that the duo weren't singing live when Cher started talking over the vocal recording that was playing, exposing both her and her mom for faking it. What makes this pretty juicy too is the fact that when fans took to Twitter to talk about how mad they were about the lip syncing, Cher didn't even try to deny it. She's just too legendary to care. And finally, at number 1, Beyonce. Moving on to talking about another legend, we have Beyonce and how she was exposed for lip syncing during her performance at Barack Obama's inauguration ceremony. Beyonce was invited to perform Star Spangled Banner at the inauguration in 2013, but she later exposed that she chose to use a pre-recorded track for that performance because she didn't want to risk anything going wrong on such a special day. The singer explained in an interview that she didn't feel comfortable enough performing live that day because she felt as though she didn't have enough time to rehearse and because there was no proper sound check to give her that peace of mind. However, to put those haters to rest, in that same interview she went on to belt out an a cappella version of Star Spangled Banner just to prove that she could do it anyway. Now before I wrap up this video, I want to know if you think that finding out that your favorite musical artist lip syncs would make you not like them anymore. Do you care if they don't sing live on stage with every performance, or do you need your favorite artist to be 100% genuine when they're on stage? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Anyways, that's it for me. I've been your host, Rita Ora, and until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and stay groovy, friends. Bye!